Am I even recording?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things, so I think the Teslas are great. I think the Tesla Model Y is fantastic. But I am not one of these Tesla fanboys that thinks that it's absolutely 1000% perfect and only talks about the good things. There are so many strange things about the car. I don't understand why they are there or why they haven't been fixed. One of the things that's really bugged me on this trip, which we've experienced, is regardless of if you're in camp mode or not, I think regardless of if you're in camp mode or not, eventually after a certain period of time, the car will just go into like a deep sleep mode. And essentially, no matter what you do on the app, from what I can tell, to wake it up, if you're camping in the back of the car and you don't have access to the front, or you don't have easy access to the front like we do, then it's really difficult to wake the screen up, and it's really annoying because at night time what I like to do is, rather than leaving the climate on auto, because it gets too loud with the fans up too high, I like to change it to manual mode. And in order to do that, you can't do it through the app. Elon Musk, why can you not change the climate control to manual through the app? Just give us an advanced mode, some sort of advanced mode for people. Hide it in the app somewhere, but just make it available so that we can choose the advanced mode and we can change it from the app. Also, we haven't used Netflix or anything like that while we've been on this trip, but if you were to use Netflix or your family and you're camping, and you're obviously camping in the back of the car, well, guess what? If you want to pick something on Netflix, you have to stretch over all the way to the front of the car to the touchscreen, which, believe me, it is, even for people nimble like us, it is not easy to do. Why can you not do that from the app? I do not understand. So we just found out a hack, because previously, from what I could tell, you could only wake the car back up by holding in both of the scroll wheels on the steering wheel for like, I don't know, at least 10 seconds for the screen to reset. But Rebecca just went and put her hand, or her weight, her foot, but you could put a hand on the driver's seat, and because it has like a pressure sensor, it picked up as if someone was sitting in the driver's seat, and it woke the screen up, it woke the car up. And this, I know it sounds so stupid, but this is a game changer for us. So yes, it's a little hack for you, it's a little hack for ourselves, but hopefully Tesla and Elon Musk can fix it and make it better.
Ciao bella.
Ciao bella.
Ciao bella.
Welcome to day 14 of our Euro trip slash honeymoon, or honeymoon slash Euro trip. Surprise, surprise, there's another thunderstorm now in Italy at Lake Lugano. It is about 4:30 in the morning. We're just enjoying the thunderstorm that's taking place around us right now. Super heavy rain, as you can hear just now, coming down. Pretty violent thunderstorm rolling over us. We've heard people out like moving stuff in. I think some people must have like left stuff out last night. We decided to sort of take our awning down just in case, because we thought there could be a storm, but just keeping an eye on things just now, just making sure there's no water coming in, and hopefully this passes soon. a rocket? It's cool.
Oh, why he's just doing that one bit.
Well, he's never going to do that bit and work along.
Mm.
But also that's where the boats go in and out. Like ones that get dropped off here. So maybe that's something to do with that.
Cool.
Whoa, he's doing wheelies. Good morning, everyone. This is our view from our bedroom window. I've just opened the window. It's about... Rebecca's just made me a lovely wee toast thing with cheese for breakfast. We did actually just have some chocolate bonbons to start the day as well, so we're not actually the healthiest. This is our Sunday. We actually haven't had a day like this the whole trip, I think, where we're just like lounging in bed. Just kind of like what you used to do, or what we used to do on a Sunday, like way back in the day when we didn't have a dog and you're a teenager and you don't have any responsibilities. And to be honest with you, it's actually really nice because we've got a perfect view. We're just watching the world go by and we're resting up as well, so we're quite knackered. You can see over there's a bobcat that's been kicking about. And I think what he's trying to do is he is trying to make the beach a bit steeper so that there isn't any flooding in the campsite. So that just shows you how wet they expect it to be. You can see all the clouds in the mountains there.
It's not quite the Italian June.
Yeah, it's a bit different from the adverts and the movies that you see, but this is the reality. And to be honest with you, yesterday was absolutely beautiful. You would have saw that if you saw yesterday's video. And to be honest with you, actually enjoying the cooler weather. When I say cooler, I think it's to be like 20 degrees here today max. And back home in Scotland, I think right now it's like 13 degrees, so can't complain about that. And the rain is due to go on until about 1 PM. It is quite muddy outside. So that is the only issue in terms of, you know, the rain can go off, which is great at like 1, but if the sun doesn't come out, it's going to be pretty swampy out there. And we don't really have, like, we saw some people who are more prepared than us have like a little like fake grass, like a rug type thing. That's a good idea, and obviously that prevents them from getting mud all over their site. We don't have anything like that because, as you know, we're just winging it. We are basically right next to this town called Porlezza, I think it's called, just at the top of Lake Lugano. Because it's a Sunday, a lot of the shops are closed, so there is thunderstorm warnings until Monday at midnight, and we leave on Tuesday morning. The plan was anyway to chill here today to go to Como tomorrow, but I don't feel comfortable leaving the tent if I don't have one of those proper Thor hammers. I've found a hardware shop in Porlezza that's actually open today. I'm going to take a wee walk. I think it's about 40 minutes to get there. So yeah, I could do some walking anyway, walk off some of this holiday weight. We'll get a Thor hammer. And then that just means we're sorted going forward if we're in any rocky ground or bad ground. That's one of the things I've really enjoyed about this trip, is sometimes you just, when you're at home or you're doing your regular life, you just go through the motions and you just have like a routine and you have habits and a kind of routine that you stick to, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, and you kind of just do things because you've been doing it for a while and you don't really like question why you're doing it, or you don't force yourself to change. And obviously with us actually like leaving home and not essentially having like a home for weeks on end, you're just exposed to a different way of living. I've really just been blown away by this trip. It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's put us out of our comfort zone, And sometimes in life that is exactly what you need. You need to be thrown out of your comfort zone in order to grow. You don't grow by doing the same thing over and over again, and you don't learn without failing. And we have made so many failures on this trip, but because of that we've learned so much, and it makes you feel so much more confident and powerful, in a sense that you know that you can achieve things that you maybe sometimes would think you couldn't do. And a lot of people said that to us, like, you know, gosh, I could never do what you guys are doing, or, you know, that would be so scary. And it's just a mental roadblock, a mental barrier that we're all prone to it. We all put them in place, and sometimes you just have to acknowledge that without pushing yourself, you'll never know what you can achieve. And even if you push yourself and you don't achieve what you're trying to achieve, well, at least you tried. But if you don't try, you're guaranteed that you will fail. So I guess the moral of the story there is break the mold a little bit, you know, push yourself out of your comfort zone. You don't need to go and do a Euro trip. You don't need to go and try and travel around 6 different European countries and camp in a car or camp in a tent or what have you. You don't have to do that. So yeah, just a little Sunday rant as I'm watching the world go by and the fishes out in the water. Well, the rain is off a bit earlier than expected. I think it's probably closer to 11 AM now, and it's dry, so thought I'd make the most of it, get out just now. I am off to Brico something. It's basically like a hardware shop. They sell things for your home, your garden, tools, all sorts. So I think that Brico is the place where I will be able to find Thor's hammer, so we don't get caught out like the other day. And if we do end up anywhere that's a bit rockier or stubborn ground, or just in general just have an easier hammer to hammer down those pegs, I think this is the place to get it. Another thing that was really working against me yesterday was these basic cheap rubber mallets that you get from camping shops, or like in our case we got from Decathlon in Glasgow when we bought our chairs and backpacks. And the chairs and the backpacks have been fantastic, and the wee light as well. Those things have been great, but I would not really recommend. I mean, most people have a hammer at home, a household hammer for just hammering in nails and things like that. It's a typical metal hammer, wooden handle. We've got one at home which we didn't bring. We should have brought it. Now I need to buy one. So the rubber mallet was working against me because, one, the rubber, it doesn't have enough weight to it, and I think it's when it hits something hard, when there's resistance because of the rubber, I think it tends to just bounce back. Got some wasp or mosquito trying to attack me right now. But with the metal ones, they just go right through. And also the rubber mallet has like a metal handle, so when I was sweating buckets yesterday, my hands just kept slipping. I had to keep drying my hands on my shirt. So I am going to get a proper hammer, whether it's rubber handle or wooden handle. It'll be an improvement from the metal one. I'm getting attacked by whatever this is. There's a whole load of water flowing beside me, you can probably hear that, and I'm on a little cycle path. What on earth? something is definitely attacking me. So I'm on this little cycle path. I'm gonna have to look at my maps, instructions. Oh, here's some animals. This is where the water was flowing from. Down there. Here are some animals. We've got horses and sheep. It seems, oh, and goats as well. A whole mixture. Just a little goat. Little Italian goat. Goats grazing on the grass. Got horses over there, as you can tell. And then sheep in the distance. So I'm just gonna consult my Google Maps because I don't want to get lost out here. And I'll see if maybe I am meant to head down this direction. Something makes me think I have to keep going this way. I'm basically heading to the town of Porlezza that we're next to, a wee bit further up to get to Bricco, because like I said, a lot of shops are shut on a Sunday. This is the only hardware shop that's open today, so this little goat does not mind me filming here one bit. Rebecca's just enjoying some of her sushi. Oh, we've been having a wee snack fest just now. I was a bit knackered after that walk. It was quite a long walk. It was a lovely walk on the way. You'll have seen some of the animals that I saw and the fruta. I didn't capture it, but I also saw tomatoes being grown, watermelon, not watermelon actually, melon. What else did I see? Chilies, I think, as well. So yeah, very cool place, very nice. That was the town of Porlezza. Well, you would have just seen the little countryside bit outside of Porlezza. It's like a little walking route, cycling route. I did try to get spicy. Wasabi. Wasabi comes as standard. You get wasabi, a little bit of wasabi sauce and some pickled ginger with all of this, what is it, Eat Happy sushi, which we really love. It's been great. I don't think you can get it here, but yeah, the wasabi, literally, if the sushi just touches a tiny piece of wasabi, it's hot. I'm not a fan of wasabi, it's too hot. I don't mind spicy things, but it's just like, I don't know what, yeah, it's ridiculously hot. If you haven't had it already, you probably won't like it, but give it a bash. I managed to get a huge hammer. It was actually pretty cheap. It was like 10 euro, 9 euros something, 10 euros. So I did try and get a slightly smaller one. I really needed a claw hammer so that I can take up the pegs there. I could have used obviously the rubber mallet to do that, but then I would have to be carrying two hammers, one to pull up the pegs and the other to peg them in. Just doesn't make any sense. So I decided, even though they didn't have a smaller claw hammer, I just went for the big boy. My train of thought was, you can never have, like, your hammer can never be too big, you know? Everybody likes a big hammer. So I know they say size doesn't matter, but when you need to peg into some when you need to peg into some rough terrain, having that extra length could go a long way. So yeah, we now have a proper hammer. I was actually going to test it out today, just randomly, just on the ground with a peg, and see if it works, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. We'll test it out anyway when we do go a drive. I think we're still sticking to the plan. We're just going to chill out today. Rebecca's been doing a little art spread today and show the view. So Rebecca was sitting in my bedroom, in my side of the bed, with a view, a view outside to here, and that was over here. It was, yeah. So she was drawing the scenery over there. So she's been having fun while I've been away. I did show it already, but maybe the lighting's better now, so I'll show it just now. So it's actually quite hard to show it in the shot because it's so big. Yeah, that is. Still can't see it. Let me go wide here. There we go. So yeah, that's my hand. That's the hammer. It's ridiculously big, but it looks solid. Rebecca likes it. It's orange, and I think she quite likes that colour of orange as well. Focus here, yeah. So yeah, I think it's actually some sort of. I think it's some sort of hammer for. Do you know what, to be honest with you, I think it's for taking down walls or something when you're painting. I don't know. It was in the painting section anyway, so. Drywall maybe, yeah, as Rebecca's saying, could be for that, but it looks the part. Well, it's about 6 PM now. I've literally just been sleeping for the past 3 hours. I feel bad about it. Rebecca's been on her own, but I really needed it. I was absolutely knackered. It just hit me out of nowhere. Think all of the driving and, you know, just the whole trip, baking camp, setting up, long day, you know, hot, sweaty day yesterday, it's still caught up to me. So we've decided it is time, this is the perfect time to take our first dip in an Italian lake. And what better lake to do it at than Lake Lugano? This is the kind of point where everyone has been entering from the kind of beach area here. There's a shower here as well. And then this is the sort of pier that kids have been jumping off of, but there's like a quieter bit just round the back there from us. So I think we are going to go and check that out. I think Rebecca's a bit worried that it is going to be too cold, but I think it should be okay. It's like 20 degrees outside. I don't know what temperature the water is, but we'll find out soon enough. I'm super envious of all the people who have like paddle boards and, you know, floats and things like that. I think they've all brought their own because they don't hire them out here, which is a shame. Although now that I say that, I see a whole load of them sitting over there. Oh, there's a shower right here as well. 3 steps to get up and down. Is this the like permanent residence bit then? Then there's grass up here. People's boats. Definitely not cold. You're not just saying that?
No. Put your foot in.
Well, I'll put my foot in when I got my sliders off.
Put your slider off and then put your foot in.
Okay, look at that view behind us. We're gonna go for it. I think Rebecca was backing out a wee bit there, but now that she knows it's not super cold, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for a wee duck. We've walked around a bit and it's a lot quieter here, so we've got our own wee kind of private spot. Oh, well that was fun. We had a refreshing dip in the lake. It was actually pretty warm as well. So now we know we can do that tomorrow. I need to wait on Rebecca, she's at the Lewis, but I'm actually going to check out these paddle boards. So I want to see, I spotted them earlier. I want to see if you can rent them or maybe they're for sale. So I'll check that out. But yeah, you've seen some food shortly, some Italian food, the first Italian food that we've ate. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint. So yeah, I just went into Darner's Darner's shop. So it's just a wee campsite shop here. Spoke to the nice dude in there, and yeah, apparently you can rent. So they do city bikes, e-bikes, SUPs. I don't know what that SUPs are. No idea what a SUP is. If you know, let me know. And canoes. I think by canoes they mean the paddle boards. So they're actually massive paddle boards. They look much bigger than the ones we got at Nattersea. So yeah, €10 an hour. That's pretty damn good. So you could rent it for just 1 hour if you wanted just to go out. €10, easy peasy. They've got life jackets as well. So I think I know what we'll be doing tomorrow, especially if the lake's going to be calm. Assuming it's going to be calm, less loads of people out on boats. So definitely be doing some paddleboarding tomorrow. I'm looking forward to sharing that news with Rebecca. Oh my, absolutely stuffed. That was such a good meal, so filling. As you'll have seen, we shared a penne arrabbiata and we also got a vegetarian pizza with like artichokes and zucchini and onions and olives and peppers. It was fantastic. A little side of fries and then a wee vegan creme brulee for dessert just to finish it all off. Fantastic, very nice. Really convenient as well, just right on site. They're open from I think 11 until 11 I think. So yeah, nice place, great facilities, love it. Highly recommend it. Camping in Camping Dorna or Camping Darna. I think it's Darna maybe. Double check. Put it in the description. Rebecca had a massive, what was it?
It's like a big cockroach.
I think it wasn't a cockroach.
It was on my neck and the guy went like that with a menu.
It was a cricket. It was like a huge cricket. So yeah, the dude saved their life, the Italian guy.
I got a tip from €10.
She tipped them €10 for it, which I think is more than reasonable. Anyway, we are signing out for the night. That was day 14, a very nice day, very chilled day. We got the hammer of Thor. We got some extra supplies. We went for a swim in the lake. Another first of firsts. First time in an Italian lake. Our first time swimming together in a lake as well. And tomorrow, you probably can't see me now because it's dark. Tomorrow and that was my first creme brulee as well. Your first creme brulee? First creme brulee. So we've got to be very quiet now, so we're heading back to the tent. We're going to call it a night. That was day 14. Stay tuned for day 15 tomorrow. We will be in Como.
Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, Bella.